Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you some recipes from the dinners that we ate this week. These are all really yummy recipes and they're relatively easy, so if you need some good dinner inspiration ideas, keep watching. So this first recipe is a chicken and biscuit casserole. So you're going to need 2 cups of cheese, and then 2 cups of cooked chicken. I used a rotisserie chicken, 8 ounces of sour cream, and a can of cream of chicken soup, and then a tablespoon of dry ranch seasoning, and then a thing of biscuits. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the sour cream into a bowl, and then I'm gonna add to that the can of cream of chicken soup, which looks really gross when you plunk it in there. And then I'm gonna add the tablespoon of the dry ranch seasoning, and I'm gonna add half of the cheese and peep my dirty dishes. This is real life. And I'm just gonna mix that all up. And then I'm gonna add in the cooked chicken and then mix that all together. And then you just take all of your biscuits, there's 8 that comes in this package, and you're just gonna quarter them and put half of the quartered biscuits into the chicken and cheese mixture right here, and then you're gonna save the other half for putting on top at the very end. And for some reason my camera cut out when I was transferring this to the baking dish, so all you're gonna do is just put this into a greased 9x13 baking dish and then top it with the remaining biscuits and remaining cheese. And then this is gonna go bake in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes. Mine was done at about 28 minutes, so just keep an eye on it just to make sure that the biscuits are cooked through but that they don't burn. And then this is how it turned out. It was so delicious and my whole family really enjoyed this, and we will definitely be making it again. This next recipe is a chicken and rice crock pot recipe that is so delicious. So I have 4 chicken breasts in the crock pot, and to that I am just gonna add a packet of Italian dressing mix. This is what the packet looks like. And then all you're gonna do is just put a stick of butter on top of that, and then that is going to cook in the crock pot on high for about 3 hours. And then after 3 hours, we'll take the chicken out and shred it and then add in the rest of the ingredients. But this is one of the easiest recipes you can do, and it is so good. So after about 3 hours, you want to take that chicken out of the crock pot but leave the butter mixture, and then we're going to shred the chicken and then add it back into the crock pot and then add the rest of our ingredients, and then it's going to cook for another hour. But the rest of the ingredients are just 4 ounces of cream cheese and then a can of cream of chicken soup, and then we're gonna dilute it a little bit with some milk. I would say it's probably about an 1/8 cup of milk, or you can add more if you like a thinner sauce, but that's about how much I did. So once that is all done, we just put it over some rice and had some rolls with it. This next recipe is a taco pizza. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cook a sheet of crescent rolls and then top it with all of our taco things. I've got some refried beans, cream cheese, And then I've got my ground beef, which I'm gonna cook up with the taco seasoning. And then we're gonna just layer it with all the rest of our toppings. So I have the crescent roll dough all rolled out, and then I just kind of pinched together the little perforations on there, and we're gonna bake that for 8 to 10 minutes at 350. I mixed together the refried beans and the cream cheese, and while that was heating up and while the biscuits were cooking, I was browning up the ground beef. And this little tool, if you're wondering, is from Walmart. It's like a ground meat pulverizer or something. I'm not sure what it's called, but basically it helps crumble up any like ground meats. So once that is all cooked, I'm gonna add the packet of taco seasoning and some water. I'm just using the directions that are on the back of the taco seasoning. And you can see I kind of spilled a little bit, but I'm just gonna cook that to how the directions say. And after that, it is just super simple. You just put on your layers. So I'm doing a layer of the refried beans and cream cheese first, and then I will do the sour cream next, and then the taco meat next, and then I'll just put on my cheese, my shredded lettuce, and my tomatoes, but you can put on anything that you want. And this is how mine turned out. We just cut them into little squares and it was so good. And this final recipe is going to be chicken scampi, and this is from Happy Money Saver. So you're just gonna need some chicken tenders and 16 ounces of angel hair pasta and some salt and pepper. And then these are the herbs that are gonna go into the sauce. We have Italian seasoning, red pepper flakes, parsley, and then I have dried minced onion. You can definitely use fresh. Chicken broth, heavy cream, minced garlic, and then a red bell pepper, a red onion, and some Parmesan cheese for topping it. So we're just going to bread the chicken in flour and salt and pepper and then cook them. And then I'm going to chop up the bell pepper and the onion into thin strips because we are going to caramelize them. And I only used 1 bell pepper and half of the red onion. The recipe calls for 2 red bell peppers and a whole red onion, but I just adjusted it to my family's preferences. So you can definitely add in more bell pepper and more onion if that is what you like, but I am just doing 1 bell pepper and half of the onion. So once I have everything cut into thin strips, I'm just putting them into a bowl and setting it aside. And then I'm going to add some flour into this little bowl here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper into it. And then I'm just gonna bread my chicken tenders. So now I'm gonna get started on the Scampi sauce. So I have 3 tablespoons of butter, and to that I am going to add in the minced onion and minced garlic, and I'm gonna have it on medium heat, and I'm just going to cook those together for about 2 to 3 minutes, and just make sure that the garlic or the butter doesn't burn. So while I have that started, I have a skillet heating up with some olive oil, and I have it on medium heat, and I'm just going to cook my chicken tenders until they are all cooked through. I did about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. So after a few minutes, this is what my garlic and onion sauce looks like. And I'm going to add in the chicken broth and then the rest of the herbs. And then this is just going to simmer for 15 minutes. So while this is simmering, we just want to finish cooking up our chicken and then start getting our noodles ready. So after 15 minutes, we're gonna add in our heavy cream and then bring this back to a simmer. Just make sure that it doesn't boil, so turn down the heat if you need to. And then this is going to simmer for an additional 10 minutes. So I have my pot with my water getting ready to boil, and then my chicken is all done. Once it's done, I use the same pan and add just a little bit more olive oil, and then I'm going to add in the onions and red bell peppers, and we are going to caramelize them. So once your noodles are done cooking, you just want to drain them and add them back into the pot. And then we're going to take the sauce and add in half of it and mix it up. And then we're going to save the rest of the sauce for topping later on. And once this is all mixed up, then you add in your bell peppers and onions, and then add in your chicken, and this is ready to go. And so when you're ready to put it on your plate, you just put it all together and top it with a little bit more sauce and some Parmesan cheese. And we served ours with some garlic bread and some steamed broccoli, and it was so good. really hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some good ideas for dinners. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope that you will consider subscribing. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.